kitchen. Good evening, Asha ma'am.
Good evening, everyone. Can I see if
Good
you?
evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am.
Nice to see you all. Yeah. So the moment we talk about clinic, we associate ourselves to the clinic, what we mean, where we go, resolve our health issues and come back, take medications. So why kitchen as a clinic? Is something very curious to know. So this is the concept that I have derived from the Charakas Samhita. So kitchen should be as clinic because kitchen is a responsibility. So a lot of times we think cooking is a hobby, cooking is art, but is a skill that is a life skill that everybody has to learn. It's not about presentation of the food in a very creative manner. It's not about how many varieties that you are cooking, and it's not about anything as such. It's about how you are cooking, where you are cooking, and your conscious cooking. All is going to matter. So why clinic? Very first thing is clinic means it's a responsibility where food can harm and food can heal. Food will become medicine. So how are we cooking? So the main objective of today's program is how are we cooking? How are we putting ourselves there and cooking with proper mindset? So I'm going to give you a very small brief on what happens when we bring certain emotions while cooking. I want to take that and clearly mention the ailments that it can cause, so we can decide how much important it is to cook in a specific manner. The first thing is Shraddha. Shraddha is the focus and concentration, the passion that you have, and how much you are putting yourself there, your conscious mind. So, Shraddha. Saburi is the cleanliness in the kitchen. How much organized are you? What are the kinds of utensils that you have? How have you arranged those utensils? And is your kitchen free from stress? Is your kitchen free from anger, anxiety, fears? So that is what is going to make your kitchen a clinic. Now, whenever you get in, you see that everything, every surgical instrument is being kept clean. It has been, you know, the you see that it is washed in the hot water. You sterilize, you wipe it, do so many things because you don't want to, bring more discomfort to the person whom you are treating. So, in the similar way, when you enter the kitchen, how do you feel? Are you stressed in the morning to prepare coffee for yourself? When you're boiling water, how is the vessel? Which is the vessel? How is the dance of the water in the pan? So all that matters, and how are you looking at the whole experience also matters, because knowingly, unknowingly, we are spreading our stress. We are distributing our anger. We are just giving away our fear through food to many. So food or the preparation of food, the whole idea, it is to connect our body and mind. Food is the only element that keeps your body mind connected in a specific way. And food can also be the agent to help you if it is getting disconnected. Say that somebody has lost their loved one and they are going through grief. There are food that help you to grieve. There are food that help you to stimulate your body and mind. There are food, if there is nothing that food can't do to your life. So food is a very sacred element in our life, and cooking is a very divine job. So how are we taking it? Like walking on the street, just having half sandwich and I don't even know how I bite. I don't even know how I chew. I don't even realize that I'm thirsty. I'm getting onto my work. It's so fast. End of the day, what are we achieving? Pledging our health, pledging our own idea of wellness. What are we going to try to achieve is all we are going to discuss today. So there are two things, Prakriti and Vikriti in us. You know, Prakriti is the naturalistic process that happens in our body, which our body is accustomed to. That is, I wake up early in the morning, or I might be a noon person or an evening person. So it depends upon the comfort level of sleep also. So, have I set the routine for my life? Have I had I really trained my mind to get up at this? First thing is, had we set our biological clock? Listening to our biological clock is very important. So, the first thing that I request all of you to do to understand your body and the way that it is associating with the external environment, monitor your bio clock. Don't eat anything unless you're hungry. Watch that for 3 days. Drink a glass of water, do your exercises, and wait. Okay? So, at what time do you feel that hungry, that thing? When do you feel? And that is when you need to eat your breakfast. So, is that same all the days? Is that fluctuating? That is something we all are supposed to monitor. Today, I may be disease free. Wellness is not about, we are not talking about disease free life. We are talking about wellness means the conscious life that we are leading with the pains I have, with the aches I have, with the ailments I have, with the discomforts that I have, with the imperfections that I am in. So, am I be able to look at my life as the content life? So, do I take the ownership of my life? This is all we are looking at. So, how are we balancing our life is all going to matter. So, this is about the primary part of our life where how do we balance the Vikritis? Okay, so there is some food that is causing allergy, or you may ask me, okay, I monitored for 3 days. I think the timings are all different. The first day I felt like I noticed I am hungry at 9 o'clock, and the second day it is 10, and the third day it was 7:30 only. Then you have not properly set your bio clock. That is, your body is not ready to receive anything unless until you prepare your body with a specific routine. That is why we need yamas and niyamas in life. Niyamas are very important. So we can't throw away the self-discipline out just because I'm working somewhere, just because my bus I'm going to miss, or my cab is going to come early. We cannot compromise on certain things, because if you leave, you can achieve. So believe, conceive, and achieve is the mantra for life. So food plays a vital role to connect these two things. So what if I don't have a biological clock and I don't notice it? I just look at the clock on the wall and just respond to it. Two things get affected in our life. One, the lubrication. Okay. The second thing is the toxins. These are the two agents that cause vikriti in us. So one, if I don't listen to my inner shout outs, sometimes I feel hungry because I have ABCD things very important and I have prioritized it. I don't care. I just drink something or eat something, whatever. I don't consciously eat, also give that time to myself. So lubrication will be a problem. When you are not listening and untimely you're feeding your body, constipation and related metabolic problems that you will be notice in your body. So what happens when we have a strict routine in a way that I don't give food, though I would have eaten like 7:30 in the morning, but I feel hungry at 8 o'clock, but I don't feed. I feel, hey, 7:30 you had, why I should feel I had all this in this, in length. So why should I feel hungry? So it's not about only the physical hunger that you are feeling, the mental hunger. Probably you're not satisfied. A lot of times when I speak to people, they say, night, if I eat this much of rice, I feel satisfied. Or one chapati in the night, I'm satisfied. This is a mental craving that we have. That is very important. And toxics get developed when you condition your body and mind a lot. Okay. So these are all the two things that gets developed. So let's understand more. That is, what are those emotions that should be kicked out of the kitchen? Number one, anger. Number two, anxiety. Number three, dejection disturbances. Number four is the fear. And number five is the confusions. Why do we have to kick this? There are Pancha-Agni system in our body. Agni is the fire. Whatever that you put it to the fire, it becomes, pure. That is what we always speak about. So there are Panchagnis in our body which automatically get produced, and overproduction of it will also have some ailments, and underproduction will also have some ailments. So what happens for an aggressive person who is always angry? Angry on one or the other things, gets irritated quite often, okay, and throws frustration on anything and everything. The first thing is Pachakagni will get affected. The moment you put the food into your mouth, you chew, there's a release of saliva which will liquefy our food and smoothly it gets into our body. That process, ingestion process, will become really difficult. The carrier of food or the whole process of carrying the food from your mouth to that of the respective area will become really difficult. Have you noticed when you're eating, you get pain here? Lot of people who are angry, okay, while they are eating, they cough, you see them hiccuping, and you see them drinking water, and also holding it like tight. Pachakagni is something that release the right amount of rasa while you are eating and help you to carry the food to the respective area. So he speaks about the mental body also. What affects Pachakagni is when you don't express your anger, when you suppress your anger. Okay, anger is a beautiful emotion. It's a constructive emotion. So that has to be released in a specific form. So what if I carry my anger to the kitchen? What am I doing? I'm distributing this emotion in whatever that I'm cooking. Say that I'm preparing a porridge, I'm angry on so many people, I'm just murmuring and doing this, making faces and just putting something. Okay, the whole porridge is a pot of anger that I'm distributing to my family. My family, whom I love, care. What is my responsibility then? I go meet people, make life insurances to keep them happy even after me. But while I am there, what kind of responsibility that I hold? Yes. So anger take away Pachakagni from us, and if you are distributing to your own people, especially children and geriatric gets affected with these kind of energies very fast. While feeding them, keep your anger out of your kitchen. Don't prepare if you are angry. Or learn to express it in a subtle way and get into the kitchen because you are getting into a clinic. Yeah. The second thing is anxiety, Ranjakagni. Why do you think people are anemic? Losing the color of the blood? Who is losing? You just sit with them and talk. They are so anxious. They are very anxious people. They think a lot about the comforts, lot about the future securities, insecurities, lot of things bother them. What happens when you develop this Ranjakagni? Ranjak is color, Agni is the heat. So Ranjakagni is the heat that gives the color to your blood. So that gets diluted. Okay, so the energies that this food is carrying, you might be eating the best food on the earth. Best dietitian is giving you the food and you are eating. There might be people, who are attending to your clients and the clients coming back and telling you this food is not working because the way they are preparing it matters. If you are so anxious and you are preparing that, the whole pot of porridge is a pot of anxiety that you are distributing again. Right? There are small children get into this issue of congestion, asthma. Why do you think? When mother spreads or the one who is cooking spreads anxiety, they get into congestion. You examine, you sit with them and talk about it. Yeah. So when we go back to our culture, the early culture, kitchen was the place to worship food. There are things done like we used to put rangolis, worship, and we feel Agni is a god, and we offer puja, and especially during festivals, there were specific mantras being played or spoken or chanted, and the stories, the readings, the bell ringings, okay, and the whole lot of intuition was invested. So that is why Indians carry a very strong DNA of immunity because we were distributed immunity every day in the form of any food, right? And when you are into an acute and core fear, what happens when you are thinking something, you would have taken some money, today you are supposed to pay it, I'm not able to pay this, and there is whole lot of fear getting into office or talking to that person. I'm just giving an example. It might not be the same issue with everybody. The situation can change. But if you are into acute fear, the first thing is alokagni. Okay, this is going to get affected. And this is what is going to keep the temper of your food aligned with the activity of your metabolism. What you can digest, what you don't digest. We don't even know that. We don't even know about the food allergies and the seasonal intakes. Why watermelon in summer, why oranges in summer? What is the benefit? We don't know what we are eating. So we lose mati. Mati is the cognitive agent that gives you the clarity what you eat, where you identify all the 6 days and provide that energy for your metabolic body to do its work. If you are into fear, if you have experience, you feel like puking, especially exam anxiety, and you are into fear, and your appetite will go low. Why do you think when you look at the symptoms of depression, you can clearly observe all these things happen and they say my appetite have raised or it has gone low and there is a very big change in the pattern of sleep. So you need to keep your fear away, or if you are into such things, you make some arrangements such that you are not cooking on that day and distributing that to your family. It's a responsibility, whole lot of responsibility that you have been diagnosed with fever and you are giving your child all kinds of tablets. It's not like that. Kitchen is a clinic. And the fourth one is sadhaka. Sadhakagni is providing energy for the food to get, grounded properly and the action of taking the nutrition out of the food. So what happens when a person is confused? This is not going to happen. Have you heard the confused person sitting in front of you and talking about loose motions? Right? This is it. So the food gets overly digested or the food gets stuck like constipation. You see when a person is highly stressed, okay, and into a lot of confusions, not able to, hustle wisely. This is first thing they say, talk about is their motion. They will not be able to pass it very, and also it will be sticky and hard. The moment they explain this, even your child might come and tell you. Yeah, see, looking at your child and when you feel that the child is going through a very rough page, may not be speaking to you clearly, you just ask your child, how is your motion? You will find what is happening with your child. Yeah. And what happens? The next Agni is Prajaka. This is where it will pass out of your body. The process of passing it. Why do you think people are into IBS today? Irritable bowel syndrome. Why do they develop cons? Why do we develop so many ailments? Is only because the pathway, when a person is stubborn, when he has faced rejections in life, not able to find their identity, this is the problem. Passing the motion, that particular job will be very, very difficult. It hurt them a lot. And what we do, your water intake is less, you hydrate your, we are only concentrating on the physical body, not the mental body. Do they hydrating their thoughts, emotions? That's also important, right? So these five Agnis, the way it conducts and behaves with us, will decide the kind of life that we are going to lead. So the related ailments are huge. So this is about very simple way of presenting kitchen clinic to you. End of the day, what are the three things that we have to have? One is consciousness. What am I preparing? Am I present in the kitchen? How am I feeling? What am I thinking? Am I present in the kitchen? First thing. Second thing, organization. How are the ingredients getting organized? How do I procure? Where do I procure? Am I aware of all ABCD things? And third is, that's your food. First, have that this is the food, and this food is prepared by me, and this is my thought, and this is the food that this family need. Have clarity what you are preparing. Cleanliness is the first thing. Second thing is the clarity that you have. Decide without stress what you are supposed to cook the next day. I see women and men also sometimes, it's already 8:30. Then they'll ask, what shall I prepare? So that morning is such a heavy morning. Decide through your time, the previous day, what all you want, procure, keep it. So the organization will take away maximum stress out of your kitchen. Okay, and have a easy cooking style, and don't clutter your mind by watching so many forwards and videos. There is somebody who is telling eat ghee. There is somebody who is telling no ghee. Somebody is telling use olive oil. Somebody is telling no refined oil. So end of the day, you don't know what to use, right? Follow the lineage that you carry on your shoulders. You've been eating certain food from years. Your body is accustomed to that. Don't change just like this. Don't flip your food. So you've been eating rice. Reduce the quantity. Reduce the quantity. Add more rasas. Add more rakta, meda, majja. These are all the dhatus. Add all the 8 dhatus in your plate. From morning to night, you have the routine, you monitor your biological clock, you can tune your biological clock, do it gracefully, don't be hard on your body. What happens when you are hard on your body? There are the 4 different ailments. One, okay, you develop migraine because whenever you demand more from yourself, the first thing that affected is your head and you develop migraine. Second, it affects your immunity. Third, your digestion. Fourth, the knee joints, any joints in your body will start feeling the pain. Because human tendency is that all of us are born to enjoy and get the privileges of this beautiful nature. What if we control the internal nature? Right? Anything that is moderate is accepted by your body. anything that is not moderate. I see people eating only cucumber. They say, I'm on diet. I ask them, do you feel like, yeah, I feel like eating, but I shouldn't eat. I should cut down my weight. This is not the way. We are not living in -7 and 1 degree. The way the diet is been formulated, keeping the temperature of different land who have practiced different diet courses in different places. So ours is different. So you need to, every person is different and their nature is different. What works for Ramya might not work for Deepika, might not work for Nilima, might not work for Pura. All of us are different. So there is no general theme. General theme in Bhagavad Gita is be moderate. Show some mercy on your body. Show some mercy to you. What is that your bio is asking from inside? Your internal nature or internal ecosystem is asking you to do. Yeah, setting up the routine and respecting the biological clock, tuning your biological clock according to the system that you have in place, showing mercy and empathizing your body, and following a moderate diet plan and exercises will take you to the beautiful world where you will be able to talk to the nature. Nature is getting scared of us, you know. Potentially, we have become such informed people. Even when you go and this is a beautiful thing. I was speaking to one of my guru. He was telling, you know what, early morning when you go to people tree, it used to ooze out so many chemicals, and those chemicals were really boon to us to resolve the progressive actions in a space, productivity or cognition. Nowadays, it has stopped doing it. It was, of course, fun, but he was serious on that. You know, why Guruji this happened? He just told that they are scared of us because the kind of quality of thoughts we carry there. So there was time that, you know, there were people who used to tell, no, okay, you have this problem, go to people tree. 5:30 in the morning, you sit, meditate on this, and especially on this nakshatra you go. We think it is a blind belief. What nakshatra has to do? Okay, there is Rutucharya, where there is the whole metabolism that happens once in a year for any kind, especially people tree. And this Rutucharya can be once in a week. There are the beans, the chilies, and tomatoes are all like 3 months once you get the yield. Okay, so their complete locus gets finished in 3 months. There are things that takes 1 year full. Okay, so the vibrations and the cosmic actions that is coming from the nature is very important for them to metabolize everything. So if people tree is taking 1 year to complete the metabolic action, definitely 27 nakshatras in different places with moon reaction matters for its metabolic action. So earlier people were so scientific, okay, you belong to Kritika nakshatra, the third nakshatra, the third month of the year, you go to people tree, you do meditation, your things will get solved. They were so clear about it. You eat that particular food on that day, only curd rice, and you will develop memory. Right? So, lot of things have been messed now. We are more informed, loads of information. Unlearning has become a pain now. It's a pain also. We have learned so much about protein, vitamins, that, these minerals, you have to have this, probiotics, that. Everything is fine. But is this learning happening, keeping me in the epicenter? Or is that a general learning? Every learning is important. Okay, so whatever that you study in your MSc is very important. Okay, food and nutrition is an amazing subject. But when you are applying, think twice. Whom are you applying? Okay, when are you applying? How are you applying? How are you setting all this? Without setting the fundamental idea of food preparation and food, we cannot energize somebody with positivity. We need positive mindset to get into the kitchen. As a clinic, if you have to treat, need to develop that open-mindedness. Yeah. Nilima, you can take 4 or 5 questions.
Sure, ma'am. You may please raise your hand or put your questions in the chat box. Deepali, please go ahead with your question.
Thank you, Asha ma'am, for this wonderful session. I have one question related to metabolism. Like, many a times it is said that everybody's metabolism is different, and then people do different things to increase the metabolism rate. So, how this our thought and the things that we prepare with the different thoughts affect the metabolism? Is there any relationship?
Yes, of course. We call it as Nadi Guna. Okay. So everything, every food carries this 4 things: Gati, Riti, Sthiti, and Miti. Gati is there are food that activates the speed of metabolism. Okay. And there are food that activates sthiti, the situation it takes care, like it calms you down, it acts on your emotions, develops better thoughts. Okay. And riti, there is a way to do it that also is controlled by the kind of food that you eat. You know, the land where the food grows matters. You know, there is a beautiful story. Of course, I'm going to answer her questions and tell you. Okay, miti, limitations of yours. All this, if you are able to understand, you will know the nadi guna, how this food propagates into your body, the progressiveness. Okay, number 1 is lagu and guru. Lagu is lightness. When you eat this food, you feel light. There are food that you eat, you feel heavy, like buns, bread, loaded sandwiches, pizza. Okay, you feel very heavy. Okay, so is your body ready to take this? So there are the misconceptions that I eat a burger today, tomorrow I'm going to work out. No, your body is not like that. It is not a wardrobe. You keep this cloth today in this, and tomorrow when you find time, you take it out. No. Okay, your lagu guru gets imbalanced. What happens when it becomes imbalanced? You become static by nature. You will not be progressive. Your cognition gets blocked. A simple reason can disappoint you. You become very sensitive. So balance your lagu guru. Identify the food that keeps you light, that keeps you heavy. Right? That is the first observation that you have to. This is the nadi guna. And the second nadi guna is katina and brudu. Okay, don't be hard on yourself when you are eating food. Okay, so there are food that people complain, no, I don't prepare. This is being prepared by my mother-in-law. How will I tell? I like soft food. I don't, even dosas at my house, in my home. There are the 3 members who like it crispy and I eat it soft. Understand your likings. Understand your preferences. Understand your priority. If you are going against Katina and Mrudu, you are not understanding what you like. What is the form of food you like? There are people who can just live their life on soups. There are people who can live their life on porridges, salads. What is you? You should see yourself in every food that you eat. Is this you? Okay, that is Katina and Mrudu. Between these two, what is that you like? What is that is comforting you? Rasam rice is the most comforting food for me. For others, it might not. When you go to Mangalore, you know, all these sour things and more of coconut milk that you see, right? They are happy eating because that is what they want. It is for them, it is that. So identify your comfort food. Where is your comfort? Okay. And the third is Stula and Sukshma. Your allergies. Okay, what is that food that is going to cause stula for you? That is the gross body gets affected. You get the rashes. Okay, and immediately it affects, like if you eat black brinjal. I was having one of my client used to get itching on her tongue. She never knew it's only because of brinjal. Slowly we could monitor her eating habits and finally found that brinjal is something causing. And first day it was itching on the tongue, second day burping, third day she was not able to intake anything. This was the allergy cause. So just because this has iron, I cannot prescribe like that. We believe in sulfur allergies. You know, this is the tablet sulfur allergy I have, and please you prescribe the medicine which does have. In the same way, food is a medicine. Have you identify this particular stula and sukshma, which is things that you can eat plenty, which are the things that you have to have. Like garlic, you can't have plenty, it's a medicine. Just because you like that flavor, you cannot add it more because you get passivity. Your stimulation of your Muladhara goes, like I start seeking pleasure, I lack for compassion, and my stress levels goes high. It may reduce your gastritis, but what about the aeration in the mind? Who is going to take care of it? Right? So this is very important. And the fourth thing is Tikshna and Manda. The food that activate you, there are food that is going to put you to passive state. Lassi. The few people, when you drink lassi, it will activate you. Okay? For few people, it will give you sleep. Chocolates, coffee, tea. There are people who will tell, when I drink coffee, I sleep. There are people who will tell, oh, no, coffee is must for me to keep myself awake. Identify the food between Snigdha and, Manda and Tikshna. And the last thing that we need to identify in whatever that we eat, how it is taking care of our body is Snigdha and Ruksa. That is, if the body is dry, dehydrated, then the food like bitter gourd and all going to cause problems. Just because I need to control my diabetes, you can't have it. If it is Ruksa, if your body is Ruksa, dry. Okay, if your body is lubricated, then bitter gourd is fine, it works. Otherwise, it dries your pitta. So you need to see all this. Just because somebody on reel is telling, okay, take bitter gourd, bring all these herbs together and you drink twice a day, your diabetes is gone. No, you have to observe all the ashtadhatus in you. All this nadi guna is important to observe what is that food that you are eating and how much your body is welcoming it. So there is a beautiful thing being told by Charaka that for you it is your one life. But you don't know your energy might be taking 1500th birth and carrying what not in it. Right? You're feeding, if I'm Asha, I know myself as Asha. And these are all the things I like. These are, and I know I'm this ailment I have. I need to eat this food. I need to add this nutrition. I'm already 45 plus. My bones are important. That I can give hours of lecture. But in this body, how many ashas has traveled to how many ever bodies and is sitting here? This is the energy, whether you believe or not. This is the truth. Okay, and I am allergic to something, and I am sensitive to something, and I crave for something. There's a whole family is not in love with some food, and I am loving that food. I have never eaten this, but I love it. When I go to Lucknow, railway sabji is something that I long to eat. I don't know whether I was born in Lucknow. I don't know, it pulls me like crazily. You know, there are the food that your energies are carrying in mind. And you find this is my comfort food. Right? So, any emotion that you install as an antenna will pull certain energies. And you are standing as an antenna and preparing this food, putting all the energies into the food that you prepare. You take the pot of your emotion and serve it to your family. End of the day, you want the sweet, understanding, empathizing family. Think about it. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. There is a question. How do we sustain healthy eating behavior? It lasts for a few days or a few weeks, but then it comes back to inconsistency and slacking attitude.
Yeah. When we don't balance our niyamas, this is what is going to happen. Conscious cooking and conscious eating, mindful eating is what we all talk about. So, eating is a kind of prayer and worshipping our body. You know, have you ever seen Kalash? You would have seen, right? Yeah? Yes? Yes or no? Yes? Okay. So, why do we keep the Kalash in front of us and worship? Is because we worship our body. When you look at Kalash, the container is your body. Okay? Water in the Kalash is your blood. Right? And the 5 mango leaves or betel leaf, whatever it is your 5 senses. Right? And the kumbha or the coconut, what you keep is your head. And the thread that you wind it around the kalash is your nervous system. There is practically you're worshipping your body. Indians are worshippers of body because we feel all our consciousness and sadhana, we need a tool to practice, and that tool is the body, which is very sacred to us. When you study the whole Kama Sutra, body is being worshipped. Kama Sutra is not just practicing or the sexual performances, it's not the book for that. If you really want to understand the behavior of your body with respect to food, with respect to hygiene, with respect to so many other components, this is the book to read. So our body behaves for everything. It has a naturalistic responses, be it food, be it anything. Okay, so for me, understanding my body is a conscious exercise. So that is why lot of routines were set, like you cannot eat before doing this and you cannot do this, we felt it are all conditions. It is not conditions, but put you to routine. The one who doesn't have routine, the one who doesn't to follow and listen to the biological clock and tunes it up, the one who doesn't practice organized way of keeping kitchen and working, and ones who don't enjoy cooking, okay, will not be able to sustain in the foodology. Okay, food psychology or food is a counselor, yeah, come on. People, there were grief, like somebody would have passed in the family. This 13 days, there is a specific food that they prepare with this, which we call it as Vata Rahita. Vata Rahita is which creates aerations, like the banana stem and the raw banana and the urad dal is used, and the food is so much Vata related food. Okay, all 13 days, the one who is going through the grief is being given that. Why do they give that? To exercise their cognition towards understanding the whole scenario, calming them down. These are calming food. Because all your body will be engaged in producing the chemicals to digest this food. So you will not be having thought of finishing yourself. Okay, I lost my husband, let me also die. These kind of things will go away. It's a beautiful way of mourning. And they use food as a counselor. Because at that time, we don't know the mindset of the people, whether they want to share, whether they want to keep quiet. So they are isolated. We feel today we don't understand what is isolation. Because at that time, if 5 people telling 5 things, okay, hey, sell your property. Yeah, anyway, your father is not there. One person is telling. The other person comes and tell, no, protect your property. That is very important. The other person is telling, put it into your wife's name soon. Otherwise, others are going to demand this property. So what happens to me? Apart from grief, anxiety. People are pouring fear. So these people are isolated so that they let them go through their own thoughts, address their own thoughts. It's a completely meditative way of grieving. We don't understand the purpose of these ritualistic designs. The one who have designed is a multifoci person who have understood the psychology, who have understood the body, have understood the cosmic science, have understood everything. And just because we are not capable to understand, we cannot put anything and everything out of the syllabus, right? So body is something that you need, it is a sadhana. Body is a sadhana for you to practice lot of things. And one of the practice is being conscious, being mindful in everything that we do. So food is a counselor, food is a bridge that build the connection between your mind and body. So it has to be conscious cooking. It has to be mindful cooking. If you are really responsible, you are distributing that emotion to people. So have that responsibility on your shoulders while you are cooking.
Yes, ma'am.
One question I'll take.
Okay. So Purnima is asking
Sorry.
for Ashtadhatu explanation. Is it possible?
I think it needs more than 15
Okay.
minutes. But of course, what would I say? Um, okay, let me, yeah. So Ashtadhatu is the component. Ashta is 8. Ashtadhatus are 8 components that we have. The first thing is whenever we eat food, there are certain things that is being decided. How many of you have seen banana leaf and where the thing, I mean, food have been placed? Have you ever seen that?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. North Indians, the thali, the sabjis, the sweet, and the paratas or the rotis. Okay. So why do we have thali system? Go and research on that. It's an amazing science. Why do we have thali system is only to feed our body all the ashtadhatus that it deserves. Yes. When you look at the sabjis, there are cognitive sabjis that I speak about. Channa is a cognitive sabji. Here we call it as kosamri. Okay, there in North India, you call it as the chola or whatever, the cooked seeds and cooked, um, the dal. So you have the dal in specific case in South India, we do have. So this is the first thing is rasa, the plasma. Dal gives you rasa. So the first thing that we roll the roti, keep it in the dal, have good ghee and eat. In South India, we eat dal rice first and have some, payasam. So the whole thali is being divided into 5 quadrants. One is the for you to develop annamaya kosha. Rice or chapati to fill your stomach. That's all. Moderate. You're having 5 rotis, then your problem it is. You're having this much of rice is your problem. But it is very important. Yes, I should feel content. I should feel stomach full after I end my food. So rice, chapatis or whatever it is for Annamaya Kosha. Pranamaya Kosha, the kosambari is what you have, the sabjis, what you have, the curries, what you have, everything is going to activate your cognition. Be it paneer, be it chola or any kind of thing, and that is for you to, have the pranavayu in place. That is the pranamaya kosha, the energy food that is being put in the top of the plantain banana leaf that we are eating. That is the cognitive center that I always say. There is a pickle also to activate your cognition, just like that. But everything is a moderate one. Just because I like mango pickle, I can't have this much there. Avagai, I cannot have this much of rice with avagai and this much of ghee on that. Everything is moderate because Ashtadhatu should be balanced. That is why the thali system is there. And the next is Manomaya Kosha. So Manomaya Kosha, you see the sour rice. Whatever the pulao, the biryani, or the lemon rice, or tomato rice, vangibat, whatever it is, whichever side of the country that you live, you have that. Okay, this is Manomaya Kosha. The citron, the lemon, the tomatoes, okay, provide you a space where it activates, it lubricates your thought process. You become so strong. That is why in prasadam, wherever, whichever in South India, whichever temple you go, they give puliora. Okay, to activate your mind. Nobody is like Just like that, it is being designed. No. And in most of the North India places, do you think they give this black chana as the prasadam to activate your cognition? So simple, right? So the next is the Vijnanamaya kosha. That is when you eat sweet. Sweet is very 2 spoons. It's not the whole lot of rasgulla, taking it, dipping it, and having it like this. No. Okay, this is for you, your body to tell I love you. That's all. You are so sweet to me. I'm so sweet to you. And the most of the sweets were prepared in jaggery. Now we add sugar. It is a kind of pseudo love that I show my body and make it addictive. It's not like that. Okay, healthy sweets are there in our culture. Bring it home. Bring it back. Let's flip our history pages. And the last thing is Anandamaya. After having food, your body should feel Anandam. You should feel that lightness. You should feel that tenderness. If so, then you are in the right game. If your body is feeling heavy, feeling like acid reflux is happening, burping, feeling of drinking water, then think all these 4 stages were crashed. Okay, so when we talk about Ashtadhatus, can I take 5 minutes more? Yes, okay. So when we talk about Ashtadhatus, the first thing is the rasa. 50% of your food should go to rasa development. Okay, that is what the Annamaya and Pranamaya kosha that we talk about. 50%, any thali food, 50% is for rasa. That is how it is designed. Okay, today I'm so busy. Yeah, come on, have chapati with sausage, go. What about the rasa? It's my child eating. Do I have responsibility? I am busy. I am earning crores. But what about health? Right? So it's very important that you feed your child, you feed yourself, especially those who are 30 plus and 40 plus. Ashtadhatu and the balanced food is very important. The second is for Rakta, 8% of your food. I have been diagnosed with anemia. So morning pomegranate juice and for noon I have beetroot sabji. No, you can't feed yourself in one day. You will not get. I told you Ranjaka is Ranjakagni. You have to produce Ranjakagni slowly. Ranjakagni shouldn't be produced that way. Short circuit will happen. Burning eyes. Right? So we all do it, but we don't know why. So 8% of your food only should be Rakta based food. Okay. And 5 to 15%. Okay. That is mamsa to build your muscles. No supplements. Natural. Natural muscles. Build your muscles. Okay. So the age of 47, if I can climb 3,000 steps, anybody can do anything. Nothing should stop you. Nothing should stop you to adventure, to walk out, to do something. When your body and the situation demands, no, you should be able to. I can cook for 100 people, aram se. Okay, you should be able to do your work. You should be able to, without oof and complaints, you should be able to do your. That is called as being mindful, and that is called as wellness. It's not about, I see people, no, doing workouts, but at home, 5 chapatis, like this. Right? Develop the skill of cooking because it's a responsibility, irrespective of gender, I'm speaking. Okay? There are food which is masculine, there are food which is feminine. Right? If your child is more masculine, acting upon everything disgracefully, feed feminine food. Goa is a feminine food. Avocado is a feminine food. It calms you down. Right? That is why you see them producing the most fertile fruits in the seasonally. Why do we go to depression and why do we have certain food, avrekai, if you have heard about baking days, right? During December, November and December is the yield. Okay, do Indians have seasonal depression? No, because we eat seasonal food. Right? And the fourth one is maida. For your lubrication, you need to have 6% of your food, not more than that. Just because somebody told on reel, I see people eating methi seeds every day. It is good. It is good. It's food is medicine, yaar. Come on, you should know moderately. You should. Now, every day your body can't accept the same thing. That is why we have festivals. That is why we have celebrations. That is why we have reunion of the country north and south together, like Ganesha Chaturthi. Right? So don't feed your body every day the same thing. Your body get exhausted. Your body learns. Your body also manipulates energy. It is like your small child. Right? And asti for your bone. 8% for your bone, which is calcium-based food like ragi balls, porridges, and the yam yam. That is a wonderful food for you, and that is also seasonal again. Okay, respecting the seasonal food. And majja. Majja is for you to send the food out and keep it in a way. And shukra is for your reproduction of your thoughts. And ojas is your energy to live, the contentment, the will, hope, and purpose. So these are all the Ashtadhatus. So what our Purvajas or ancestors decided, okay, we can understand the future generation are going to evolve so much intellectually, they will stop believing all this, our cultural food. So we should bring external agents. They brought vessels. Okay, steel is gold, silver, tin, zinc are all Ashtadhatus. And I have that chart with me sometime. I want to send it. Okay. And these are all the metals. So earlier I used to see my mom carrying a very, very, it was very heavy metal. I didn't realize it is lead. She used to give the tempering to all her subjis through this. So she was adding lead as one of the dhatu. And we had stone vessels. We had earthen pots. This is the external way of taking in the dhatus and balancing our body. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you so much.
If you let me speak, this will go on and on and on for hours and days because this is the most favorite subject of mine. So provided in future, if we meet again for the same topic, I'll be extending my thoughts on this.
Sure, ma'am.
If you
Sure.
all liked it, please drop a testimonial for this particular thing because I'm releasing my book on food menu for life. So that will help me, that will motivate me. If you think that I can improve anywhere, please, I'm open for the constructive criticism as well. Thank you so much.
No, ma'am, thank you so much for your time. Thank you, participants. Thank you so much. Good
Thank you.
evening.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you.
We'll update you about the recordings. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.